Have you ever noticed that the moment you decide to step back and focus on yourself, the very people who once took you for granted start to reappear? It's almost as if the distance you've created has a magnetic pull, drawing them back into your life, often stronger than before. Imagine this. You've been that reliable, ever-present figure in someone's life, always there, always available, but suddenly you pull back. You begin to focus on your growth, your happiness, and your journey. At first, they might not notice, but over time, they start to feel that void. They begin to realize what they had when you were around, and just how much they miss it. This isn't just a story of relationships or friendships. It's a profound exploration of human nature, and even more deeply, it's a journey through the principles of Stoicism. How can understanding these ancient teachings help explain why people often come back after you've given them distance? What psychological triggers and Stoic wisdom are at play here? Today, we're diving into the reasons behind this phenomenon, revealing how absence can indeed make the heart grow fonder, and why your personal growth might just be the spark that reignites their interest. As we explore these concepts, think about your own experiences. Have you ever stepped back, only to have someone return, seemingly out of nowhere? What changes in you could have driven that return? Stay with us as we unravel the 7 reasons why they come back after you've given them distance. And trust me, each reason is more fascinating than the last. If you find value in this video, please share it with someone who might benefit from these insights. And if you appreciate what we're doing here, a simple free favor I ask is for you to hit the subscribe button. And don't skip any part. Every moment of this video is packed with valuable content you won't want to miss. Let's get started. Number 1. The shock of unexpected growth. Imagine you're living your life, going about your daily routine, and suddenly someone you used to know reappears. But they're different, really different. They've grown in ways you never expected. Maybe they've developed new skills, taken up a hobby, or just seem more confident and self-assured. It's almost as if they've become a completely new person. That feeling of surprise, of being caught off guard, is what I like to call the shock of unexpected growth. This kind of growth can be startling, especially when it comes from someone you thought you knew inside and out. We're all guilty of assuming that people will stay the same, that they'll keep fitting into the neat little boxes we've placed them in. But the truth is, people are always changing, always evolving. When you decide to step back and focus on your personal growth, you're breaking out of that box. You're shattering the expectations that others had for you, and that's a powerful thing. Now, let's think about why this growth is so shocking. It's because it challenges the narrative they had about you. When someone believes they've got you all figured out, they become complacent. They stop paying attention. But when you re-emerge as someone who has grown in unexpected ways, it forces them to rethink everything they thought they knew. It's like reading a book and suddenly discovering that the character you thought was a sidekick is actually the hero. It's a plot twist they didn't see coming. This shock doesn't just make them curious, it makes them reconsider their actions and attitudes toward you. They start to question whether they missed something important, whether they underestimated you. And that's where the power lies. By focusing on your growth, whether it's emotional, physical, or intellectual, you're not just improving yourself, you're also altering the dynamics of your relationships. You're making it clear that you're not the same person they once knew, and that you've moved beyond the limitations they may have placed on you. And here's the kicker. This kind of growth isn't about proving anything to them. It's about proving something to yourself. When you invest in your personal development, you're reclaiming your narrative. You're showing that your worth isn't tied to anyone else's opinion, but rather, it's rooted in your own journey of self-improvement. As the ancient Stoics taught us, Change is the only constant in life. By embracing that change, you become someone who is not only stronger and more resilient, but also someone who is impossible to ignore. And that, my friends, is the real power behind the shock of unexpected growth. Number 2, the magnetic pull of self-sufficiency. Have you ever noticed how people are naturally drawn to those who seem completely at ease in their own company? There's something undeniably attractive about a person who doesn't need anyone else to complete them, someone who is self-sufficient and content within themselves. This is the magnetic pull of self-sufficiency, and it's one of the most powerful forces you can cultivate when you give someone distance. When you take a step back and focus on your own life, you're sending a clear message. I don't need anyone else to validate me. I'm enough on my own. This kind of self-assurance can be incredibly compelling to others. Why? Because it's rooted in the idea that you're not desperate for their attention or approval. Instead, you're thriving without them. You've become your own source of happiness and fulfillment, and that's a rare and valuable trait. Think about it. When you're constantly seeking validation from others, you can come across as needy or insecure. But when you shift your focus inward and start building a life that's rich and full, regardless of who's in it, you become someone worth paying attention to. People are naturally drawn to those who exude confidence and independence. It's like a magnet. They can't help but be pulled toward someone who is so sure of themselves. This self-sufficiency doesn't mean you're shutting others out. On the contrary, it means you're opening yourself up to richer, more meaningful connections because you're not clinging to anyone out of fear or neediness. You're choosing to engage with people because you want to, not because you have to, and that choice makes all the difference. The philosopher Friedrich Nietzsche once said, "He who has a why to live can bear almost any how." Your why in this case is your own growth, your own journey. You're not living your life according to someone else's script. You've taken control of your narrative, and that's what makes you so magnetic. Others will start to notice the change in you, the way you carry yourself, the way you speak, the way you no longer seek approval. They'll begin to crave your presence, not because they think you need them, but because they admire the strength and independence you've cultivated. In a world where so many people are looking for external validation, your self-sufficiency stands out. It's a beacon that signals you're strong, capable, and perfectly content on your own. And that's the kind of energy that others can't help but be drawn to. By embracing self-sufficiency, you not only elevate yourself, but you also set the stage for healthier, more balanced relationships. Ones where you're valued for who you are, not for what you can do for others. So keep cultivating that inner strength and watch as the world around you starts to take notice. Number 3. The envy of your newfound confidence. Have you ever met someone who just seemed to exude confidence in everything they did? That kind of self-assurance is captivating, isn't it? It draws people in, making them want to be around that person, to understand what makes them so sure of themselves. Now imagine if you were that person, the one who walks into a room and commands attention simply because you believe in yourself. This is the power of newfound confidence, and it's something that can evoke a mix of admiration and envy in those around you. When you distance yourself from someone and use that time to build your confidence, you're not just changing how you feel about yourself, you're changing how others perceive you. Confidence is one of those qualities that doesn't need to be spoken. It's felt. It's in the way you carry yourself, the way you make decisions, and the way you interact with the world. And when others see that shift in you, it can be a game changer. People who once knew you as hesitant or unsure might find themselves taken aback by this new version of you. They might wonder, what happened? How did they become so confident? This curiosity often leads to admiration, but it can also stir up a sense of envy. Envy not in a malicious way, but in a way that makes them reflect on their own insecurities. They see in you something they wish they had, a sense of self-assuredness that isn't easily shaken. Confidence is attractive because it signals that you're in control of your life, that you're not easily swayed by the opinions of others. It shows that you trust yourself and your decisions, and that kind of trust is rare and valuable. As Ralph Waldo Emerson famously said, "Self-trust is the first secret of success. When you trust yourself, others begin to trust you too, and they can't help but be drawn to that strength." But here's the thing. This newfound confidence isn't about putting others down or making them feel small. It's about lifting yourself up, recognizing your worth, and embracing your potential. And when you do that, you inspire others to do the same. The envy they feel isn't just about wanting what you have. It's about realizing that they too could cultivate that same confidence if they focused on their own growth. So, what does this mean for you? It means that your journey of building confidence is not just a personal victory, it's a ripple effect. It changes the way others see you and the way they see themselves. And in that envy, in that admiration, lies the potential for them to reconnect with you, not because they want to take from you, but because they want to learn from you, to be part of the energy and the confidence that you now radiate. Number 4, the intrigue of unpredictability. Have you ever noticed how we're naturally drawn to things that we can't easily predict? There's something incredibly captivating about not knowing what's going to happen next. It's why we love movies with unexpected plot twists or stories that keep us on the edge of our seats. This same principle applies to relationships and human interactions. When someone becomes unpredictable, they suddenly become much more interesting. This is the power of unpredictability, and it's a key reason why people might start craving your presence after you've given them distance. When you're always predictable, always doing the same things, saying the same things, and reacting in the same ways, people can become complacent. They stop paying attention because they think they've got you all figured out. But when you start to introduce a little unpredictability into your life, everything changes. Maybe you start exploring new hobbies that surprise them, or you begin to set boundaries where there were none before. These shifts, however small, can create a sense of intrigue that's hard to ignore. Unpredictability taps into a very human trait: curiosity. We're wired to want to understand the world around us, and when something or someone doesn't fit neatly into our expectations, it triggers a need to pay closer attention. They start to wonder what you're going to do next, how you've changed, and what's driving this new behavior. It's almost like you've become a puzzle they can't quite solve, and that's incredibly engaging. But there's more to this than just keeping them guessing. Unpredictability also gives you a sense of control. When people can't predict your actions, they have to stay alert. They can't just go on autopilot around you. This can subtly shift the power dynamics in your favor, making them more invested in trying to understand you and, by extension, more invested in the relationship or connection they have with you. And here's where it gets really interesting. Unpredictability doesn't have to be about playing games or being inconsistent. It's about growth and evolution. As you change and develop new interests, values, and goals, you naturally become less predictable because you're not the same person you were before. This isn't about keeping others off balance for the sake of it. It's about embracing your own journey and allowing that to unfold in a way that's authentic to you. So, think about it. How can you introduce a little unpredictability into your life? Maybe it's trying something new that challenges your routine or setting boundaries that you haven't set before. Whatever it is, know that this unpredictability not only makes you more intriguing to others, but also helps you stay true to yourself as you continue to grow and evolve. It's this combination of authenticity and surprise that keeps people coming back, wanting to see what you'll do next, and eager to be a part of your ongoing story. Number 5. The realization of what they've lost. Have you ever heard the saying, "You don't know what you've got until it's gone"? It's a simple phrase, but it carries a lot of weight when it comes to relationships. The realization of what they've lost is a powerful moment that can hit someone hard after you've given them distance. It's in those quiet, reflective moments, when you're no longer around, that they begin to see the true value you brought into their life. It's as if a light bulb suddenly goes off, and they start connecting the dots, realizing how much they took for granted when you were there. When you were constantly present, they may have overlooked all the little things you did that made their life better. Maybe it was the way you always listened to their problems without judgment, or how you remembered the small details that mattered to them. Perhaps it was your unwavering support, the comfort of knowing you were always there when they needed someone. But when you pull back and create that distance, these small but significant gestures come into sharp focus. They start to feel the absence of your presence in their daily life, and that absence can be a mirror, reflecting back to them all the ways they didn't appreciate you. This realization isn't just about missing your company. It's about recognizing the stability, the warmth, and the sense of connection that you provided. It's about understanding that the things they once took for granted were, in fact, the foundation of their emotional well-being. And now, with that foundation removed, they begin to feel the cracks. It's a humbling experience to realize that someone who was always there, always reliable, is no longer accessible. It forces them to confront the reality that they may have let something truly valuable slip through their fingers. But here's where it gets interesting. This realization can be a catalyst for change. When they finally understand what they've lost, it often sparks a desire to make things right, to try and regain what they once had. They might start reaching out more, trying to reconnect, or even reevaluating their own behavior in the hopes of being worthy of your time and attention again. This isn't just about them wanting to fill the void you left. It's about them recognizing that they need to be better, to appreciate the people in their life more fully. So, have you ever experienced this yourself? Have you ever had someone come back into your life after they realized what they had lost? It's a powerful moment, both for them and for you, because it validates the impact you had on their life. And it's a reminder that sometimes distance isn't about pushing people away. It's about giving them the space to see your true value. When they finally do, it can change everything. Number 6. The desire to be part of your new journey. Have you ever watched someone evolve and felt a deep desire to be part of their journey? It's like seeing a close friend embark on an exciting new adventure, or witness them transform into a more vibrant version of themselves. You find yourself wanting to be by their side, to experience their growth and success with them. This is the essence of the desire to be part of someone's new journey, and it's a powerful reason why people often come back after you've given them distance. When you take time for yourself and start focusing on your personal growth, you naturally begin to change. You might start pursuing new goals, developing new skills, or simply gaining a clearer sense of direction in life. This growth is not just about external achievements, it's about becoming more in tune with who you are and what you want out of life. As you evolve, your journey becomes more intriguing, and people who once knew you start to see you in a new light. They begin to realize that you're no longer the same person you were before, and this transformation piques their interest. The desire to be part of your new journey isn't just about curiosity. It's about a deep-seated human need to be involved in something meaningful. When others see you thriving, they may feel a pull to reconnect, Not because they want to hold you back, but because they want to share in your success. They see the positive changes in you, the confidence, the enthusiasm, the sense of purpose, and they start to wonder what it would be like to be part of this new chapter in your life. It's as if your growth has created a new story, and they want to be written into it. But here's the catch. They know they can't just pick up where they left off. Your new journey requires a new level of commitment and understanding. They recognize that if they want to be part of your life again, they need to bring something more to the table. This realization can inspire them to step up their game, to grow alongside you, and to contribute positively to your journey. It's not just about being there, it's about adding value to your life in a way that aligns with the person you're becoming. Think about it. When you're on a path of growth, you naturally attract people who are drawn to your energy, your drive, and your vision. These are the people who want to support you, who want to see you succeed, and who want to be part of the incredible things you're working toward. Their desire to be part of your journey is a reflection of the impact you're making on the world around you. It's a testament to your ability to inspire others simply by being true to yourself. Number 7, the fear of losing you to someone else. Imagine someone sees you moving forward, growing and thriving after you've created some distance between you and them. At first they might not think much of it, but as time goes on, a thought begins to creep into their mind. What if someone else sees what I see now? What if someone else steps in and appreciates them in a way I didn't? This is the fear of losing you to someone else, and it can be a powerful motivator for people to try and re-enter your life. This fear stems from a very primal place. As humans, we often want what we can't have, and the moment something or someone seems out of reach, it suddenly becomes more desirable. When they see you becoming more confident, more self-assured, and more independent, they realize that you're no longer within their grasp. You've become someone who is not just living well, but thriving, and that's when the fear kicks in. The fear of losing you to someone else is about more than just jealousy. It's about recognizing that you've become a better version of yourself, and that this new version is highly attractive to others. They start to imagine scenarios where someone else steps in and gives you the appreciation and attention that they failed to provide. This can be a tough pill to swallow because it forces them to confront their own shortcomings and the possibility that they may have missed their chance. This fear is intensified when they see that you're not just surviving, but flourishing without them. It's not just that someone else might come along. It's that someone else might come along and be exactly what you need. They begin to worry that this new person could offer you the things they didn't, whether it's emotional support, admiration, or simply the effort they didn't put in. The thought of losing you to someone who truly sees your worth can create a sense of urgency in them, pushing them to act before it's too late. But here's where it gets interesting. This fear isn't just about competition. It's about realizing what they stand to lose if they don't step up. It's about understanding that you've moved forward, and if they want to be part of your life again, they need to bring something new to the table. They need to prove that they're worth your time and that they won't make the same mistakes twice. It's a wake-up call, one that forces them to reassess their priorities and their behavior. So, have you ever experienced this? Have you seen someone suddenly start to show interest again because they feared losing you to someone else? It's a powerful reminder that your value doesn't decrease just because someone failed to recognize it. By focusing on your growth and becoming the best version of yourself, you naturally attract people who see your worth. And sometimes it takes the fear of losing you to someone else for them to realize just how much they had and how much they stand to lose if they don't act quickly. As you continue your journey of growth and self-discovery, remember that your value is not defined by others' recognition, but by your own understanding of your worth. Each step you take toward becoming the best version of yourself makes you more powerful, more magnetic, and more irreplaceable. Embrace this path with confidence, knowing that those who are meant to be part of your life will be drawn to your strength and authenticity. Thank you for being a part of Stoic Journal. If you found this video insightful, I invite you to explore more of our content by watching one of the suggested videos on your screen. Until next time, stay strong, stay wise, and continue your journey with purpose.